looking ahead already to next Sunday. We're still wrapping things up from Sunday. We're still got Monday night ahead, but we've been doing well with our hot reads. I think our hot read teams were 3-1 last week. And I'm going to start out this week because I'm going right back to where we just finished. And I'm going to the Eagles game, but playing the Chiefs. Kansas City travels to Philadelphia next week. It's a short week for the Eagles, and the Chiefs are -5.5 right now. And I know the Chiefs are on 10 games in a row at this point, meaningful games where they have played one-score games. This is what happens now. I know, but all the things we just said about the Eagles, they can't keep up. They can't score enough to keep up with the Cowboys. Then they certainly aren't going to be able to score to keep up with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to move the ball. They're going to score. The Eagles secondary is beatable. Darius Slay is really good, but can't cover everyone. And at 5.5, especially, this is a perfect teaser spot. That line is going to rise. They're going to lose out on the teaser a little bit there. This is a great spot to basically tease them and get them just as a money line pick at that point. The Chiefs have lost 2 in a row. This team is too good to lose 3 in a row. So this is just betting on Mahomes and Andy Reid to bounce back after the loss, 2 losses. And I think that the Eagles, I want to bet this before Monday night, because if I think the Eagles lose to Dallas and maybe somewhat comfortably, then that line will move toward Kansas City as well. So I like the Chiefs there.
I really like that one. I think that's a really great play. And I think you need to jump on that right now because obviously players are going to be backing the Chiefs heavy this week, especially if the Eagles lose tomorrow, which I don't think they will. But I think even if the Eagles win or lose, the Chiefs are the side here. You want to get that early because everybody likes betting on Patrick Mahomes. For me, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. There's some +2.5s out there in the market. I think there's one +2.5 you can look for, but there's a +2 and it's a consensus +1.5. To me, this line is flat out wrong. The Ravens are being undervalued in this spot. When you look at the preseason look ahead line for this game, it was Ravens -3.5. Now we're sitting at a consensus Ravens +1.5. I know the Broncos have looked like world beaters. They've been downright dominant, winning by an average of 16 points. But when you look at the schedule, they played the easiest schedule in the NFL thus far. They played the New York Giants, the Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Jets. These top teams are combined 0-6 straight up. They ranked 22nd, 31st, and 28th in Football Outsiders DVOA this season. This is a big step up against Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. I know they just snatched victory from the jaws of defeat with NFL record 66-yard field goal from Justin Tucker. But I think because of that game and the fact that Marquise Brown dropped 1 million touchdown passes, we're getting some value here. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. They should be able to win this game outright.
Yeah, I like that one. I am interested to see what comes from that game because the Broncos have looked too good to be true, but they keep pushing their lines higher and higher each game, and they keep covering anyway. So I don't know that anyone expected the Broncos to be favored in this game coming into the season. They look good, though, and the offense
they look really good.
The offense looks better than we thought, too. Teddy Bridgewater is actually dialing it up and hitting some plays. So I think that Baltimore is the right side because of what we know from years of Lamar Jackson and that team and John Harbaugh. But if Denver actually can go and get the win this game, then I think we really like right now, Denver is kind of that cute team that we're like, oh, good. You're beating up on the bad teams. The defense definitely looks good. If they get this win, then I think we have to talk about them a little bit differently, but they're going to have to get the win first. So I think
the interesting thing about Denver right now is they're actually more banged up than we realize. Like obviously they're missing Bradley Chubb, KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy, Ronald Darby, but this is a game where and I actually think it's going to come back and bite.
Yeah, so you're going against the Broncos, that 3-0 team in the AFC. I'm going against the other 3-0 team in the AFC, and I'm betting against the Raiders. Raiders play Monday Night Football. Apparently, we got the Raiders every 3 weeks on Monday Night Football this season. I'm not sure what the schedule makers are doing, but they're traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Both of these teams, the Chargers and the Raiders, are coming off a big win here. But this line is a field goal right now, and I am just grabbing the Chargers at -3 before the line moves off of that. This is absolutely the team that we're about to spend the entire week slobbering over in the media. Brandon Staley, Justin Herbert. Oh my God, they beat the Chiefs. This is the Chargers world now. Like this line is going to go up, and I think it should. The Chargers are the better team here. They're at home. I love the matchup here. I liked the Chargers against the Chiefs because of the 2 deep defense that Brandon Staley plays with on defense. I think it's going to work against Derek Carr and against the Raiders too. They're dropping the safeties. They're forcing teams to check down and to run the ball. That's not what the Raiders are doing well this year. They're not running the ball well. And as much as it's hilarious, Derek Carr has been kept in check down for years, but he's lighting it up right now. They're hitting the big passes down the field. And I think the Chargers are going to be able to take that away from them a little bit. And also the Raiders haven't faced an offense as talented as the Chargers yet either, who can really dial it up, pass on that team. We know that their defense can be vulnerable. So the Raiders have had 2 overtime wins now down to like the final play. So that's a lot of extra mileage this early in the season. It's a lot of extra emotions this early. So I like Chargers -3 at home on Monday Night Football to get the job done. And I want to grab that one before the line moves.
I like that one. I really like that one. For me, my final pick, I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals +6. The Rams are coming off that really, really, really big win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I just think this line is a little bit too high. We're looking at Los Angeles Rams -6. And I'm not sure that should be the case. I have this around a field goal. To be honest, I mean, we spoke about earlier, the Rams, they really, really, really they struggle on defense. They have a great defensive line, but this is a team that they can be passed on. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they passed at will. Like I said before, they had 7.1 yards per pass, 6.3 yards per play. The Buccaneers actually went out there and they actually had a 53% success rate on early passing downs, 52% on passing downs in general. So I think that Kyler Murray is going to be able to move the ball. And I think he's going to add an element that the Rams haven't necessarily seen this year. They played Andy Dalton in week 1. They played Tom Brady this week. They're not ready for what Kyler Murray has to offer. And obviously you got DeAndre Hopkins, you got Rondale Moore, you got AJ Green. This is an explosive Cardinals offense. So I think they should be able to keep it within a number. To probably be a shootout, but 6 points is just way too much for this division matchup.
I like it. I see a very obvious theme with our hot read this week. There are 5 teams that are 3-0, and we are betting directly against 3 of them. Granted, the Cardinals are 3-0, so we're technically betting on one of them as well. So someone's got to lose that one. But we're fading the Rams. We're fading the Raiders. We're fading the Broncos. That's how this is going. The lines are moving too much to these teams. We're giving a little too much credit, perhaps, to these unbeaten teams early. And it's time to get the old regression monster out and try to even some things back out, I think. So that is going to wrap it up today at the Action Network podcast. Please make sure to rate, subscribe, and review. Stuckey and Raybon will be back Wednesday night with their NFL betting guide 6-pack. Raheem and I will be back Friday for our usual run through the slate. For Raheem Palmer, I'm Brandon Anderson, and this has been the Action Network podcast. We are on to week 4.